A number of free picks coming your way in college basketball and the NBA in just a second. However, before I get started with your Tuesday video report, a serious note for a moment. You may recall last Thursday, I put myself on the line as the Charity Play of the Week, and I delivered, and the Charity Play of the Week delivered for the 24th time in 35 weeks. And I asked you then, in a quid pro quo fashion, if you got to play for free, to make a donation. The amount didn't matter. It could be $1, it could be $1,000. It didn't matter to me. My whole point with the Charity Play of the Week promotion is, if you participate, I'm asking you to make a donation because it's the right thing to do as we help others in the time of financial crisis. And as I pointed out, this week's recipient was a young lady by the name of Rachel Wilson out of Athens, New York, who was paralyzed in a car crash back in 2007 at the age of 18. She needed some support financially in order to get some equipment that A, is going to help her condition now, and B, may ultimately lead her to being able to walk again. And you folks, as usual, have responded in kind. And as always, my appreciation going out to you. As you know, I always follow all the various Charity Play of the Week recipients, many, many months, even a year and a half later, down the line to see how they're doing. I don't know if you do, but I wanted to pass on a message that this young lady, Rachel, posted to her site a couple of days ago. Thanks to all who have donated these past few days. I appreciate all that you're doing, getting closer to our goal. Happy holidays to everyone. And guys, if that doesn't make you feel good, not only for donating, but because it's appreciated as well as you knew it would be. And really, the words of appreciation aren't even necessary. It's what you get from doing this from the goodness of your heart. That's what makes it so worthwhile. But I wanted to make sure that I at least pass that on to all of you out there. If you have not yet donated, please do so. All the information is right here under today's video report. That's the least you could do, because the bottom line is it's the right thing to do. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Now, back to gambling, and also a little bit about fantasy football. If you have had Matthew Stafford on your fantasy league football team here recently, my apologies, because I've used the Detroit Lions twice in the past month. And in those two games, Matthew Stafford has thrown 7 interceptions. So clearly, I have devastated all you Matthew Stafford backers out there in terms of your fantasy league team performances. What a lousy 15-dime play I had on the Detroit Lions last night. Seriously? All that game did was probably grease the skids for Jim Schwartz's departure out of the Motor City, because that was an absolutely pathetic performance by the Detroit Lions. Forget about them making the playoffs. Forget about them winning the NFC North. Just don't see that happening for sure, especially with the Chicago Bears now. Winners of 2 in a row with their starting quarterback back at the helm, and with a 1-game lead in that tightly contested middling division as well. Also, my apologies to Craig Davis. Yes, Craig Davis, the handicapper here at the site. Because Craig Davis had won, let me just look it up, he had won 13 out of 16 days. 13 out of 16 days prior to his pick last night on the Lions. And Craig and I were the only handicappers at the site here to have the Detroit Lions last night. And I think Craig lost because I was on Detroit. So my apologies going out to Craig as well. Otherwise, every single handicapper won last night on the Baltimore Ravens. What can I say? Congratulations to them all. Among them, Anthony Redd, who had an 80-dime play on the Ravens last night, his second biggest play of the NFL season. That was even bigger than his 75-dime winner on Chicago over Cleveland on Sunday. And tonight he's upping the ante once more. His biggest release of the basketball season, his first 100-dime play. It's in the NBA. It's the last game on your board today at 10:35 Eastern Time. Golden State hosting New Orleans. And it's the half-price play of the day. Yes, you can get his first 100-dime play of the season, a play even bigger than last Tuesday's second straight 75-dime winner in college basketball, when Nevada's cover is a double-digit dog against Cal. Even bigger than that one, you can get it for half price simply today by using coupon code RED. Now remember, that's Red as in his last name. R-E-D-D. R-E-D-D. You enter that when prompted in the shopping cart, you will get Anthony Redd's first 100-dime play of the season for half price today. $5 play of the day. I want to turn to Jeff Benton. Back-to-back 69 winners in the NFL the past 2 Mondays. The Bears crushing Dallas. Last night, Baltimore outright. Today, a play equally as strong. His 69 NBA total of the month. The Kings Bobcats over-under play. It goes at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and you can get it as the $5 play of the day simply by using coupon code Benton5, Benton5, BENTON, and the number 5. Kudos to Chris Jordan, who followed up that 1,000-star winner on Arizona as he brought down the half point and instructed you to do so as well on Sunday. With another NFL winner last night, a 300-star play on the Ravens. $1 bettors in the NFL have now won $13,805 following Chris's regular season betting advice since 2007. And he's got another 300-star play going tonight. This one, number 4 out of 5, but it is in college basketball instead. Brad Wilton followed up the 150-dime winner on, let's see, who did he have the 150-dime play? Oh, San Francisco, crushing Tampa Bay. On Sunday, he followed that up with 60-dime winner number 37 out of 55 last night. Baltimore, Detroit under, a play you got for just $14. $10 bettors following Brad's advice. Since July, in all sports, have won $10,090, over 10 grand. He goes for winning day number 7 out of 10 today with a 40-dime play on the Wichita State-Alabama game, which I think might be a trap game here tonight, especially considering Wichita State is coming off the big win against Tennessee on Saturday. And, their top scorer, Ron Baker, their leading scorer and their top player, Ron Baker, not at 100%. Got it out 32 minutes on a gimpy sprained ankle and only scored 8 points, 7 under his season scoring average in the win against Tennessee. And now he's going to be asked to do it on the road here against Alabama. So again, just my personal thought, not a free pick on the game. I'm going to get to those free picks in a moment. And finally, also in yesterday's report, I mentioned to you that Scott Delaney had the exact same play as Brad Wilton, the under in last night's game. He scored with that 50-dime winner. And he has another 50-dime play tonight. His college hoops game of the month, Memphis and Florida, going at the Madison Square Garden. And the Jimmy V Classic as he goes for winning day number 25 out of 40. Past 39 days, $10 bettors have made a little over $4,900. FYI, one more coupon today. If you want to save $25 off a single purchase today, do so by using coupon code, are you ready? SAVE25. SAVE25. That'll get you $25 off a single purchase today. Okay, guys, let's get to your free picks here this evening. And let me just go back one more second on that Wichita State-Alabama game. The other reason I think it may be a trap here with Wichita State laying with 2.5 points, even though Wichita's coming off that 70-61 win against Tennessee over the weekend, even though they're 10-0 this season and ranked number 11, even though this is a Final 14 from a year ago. Remember, Alabama has won 15 consecutive regular season home games. I don't know. It just seems like it's too easy to jump on Wichita State here in this game, and that's why I'm personally staying away from it, even from a free pick. A couple of free picks here for you, however. I like Memphis, a team that accumulates a lot of wins but doesn't really ever beat anybody, plays in a weak conference to finally get a much-needed second non-conference win this season. Now, their first one came against Oklahoma State a couple of weeks ago, and that was a payback game because they lost Oklahoma State earlier this year, and they got drilled in that first meeting with the Cowboys. Now, let me just point out, though, in the rematch against Oklahoma State, Marcus Smart, one of the top 5 players in the country as far as I'm concerned, was not feeling well, was playing with an abdominal disorder, was at less than 100%, and it showed as the Cowboys struggled in that game, but Memphis did pull off the win. So even if you discount those 2 performances against Oklahoma State, one which they won, and one which they got crushed, this is a key game for them tonight against Florida. Now, they just struggled against Arkansas Little Rock, having to overcome a 7-point halftime deficit playing at home to win this past Saturday. Gators, meanwhile, coming off a 67-61 win over Kansas last Tuesday at home. They were up by double digits early in that game. But listen, who said Kansas is that good? Yeah, you got some talented freshmen, but they don't play as a team. Kansas, Kentucky, welcome, meet each other. You're both struggling in that regard. Gators lost by 1 on a buzzer beater at UConn. They beat Florida State at home by 1 point. They lost by 6 points at Wisconsin. The reason I'm going with Memphis is a 3-point dog here also. Florida has only shot 61% from the free throw line in its last 3 games. You do not win many games on the road or at neutral site courts against talented teams when you're only hitting 6 out of 10 from the broad side of the barn. So I'm going to go with Memphis. It's a 3-point dog in this particular contest. Another game that's, off board, if you want to say, in some places. We talked about off board games yesterday. I'll tell you what, I think Michigan State can put the wood to North Florida tonight, even though they're a 24.5-point favorite. A couple of things here. North Florida is coming off a 21-point loss at Indiana in its last game, and its last game was 10 days ago. These are money games for North Florida. They go on the road. They are the victim of choice, the soup of the day, shall we say. They lost to Ohio State by 35 points. They lost to Alabama by 28 points, and they lost to Indiana by 21. 21, 28, 35-point losses. 3 major teams, their last 3 road games. They better have brought a lot of money into the coffers of the athletic department for those beatings they had to endure. Spartans struggled Saturday against Oakland, laying 16.5 points, lucky to win that game 67-63. However, their top player, Gary Harris, their starting guard, who has been bothered by an ankle injury since August, did not play against Oakland. He's averaging 17.6 points a game. When he's in the lineup, he is one half of what is perhaps one of the best, if not the best, backcourts in college basketball this season. Now, Harris is supposed to play tonight, okay? I mean, is it set in stone? Could he still be sitting there in street clothes tonight? Yeah, but he's supposed and expected to play tonight. So, after a 7-0 start to Michigan State, they get walloped at home by North Carolina, a 10.5-point favorite, losing by 14. They barely get by Oakland. Someone's got to pay. And North Florida, you're going to pay tonight, because I think Michigan State will put a real hurt on them in that particular game. So that's it in college basketball. Let's go over to the NBA. Portland at Cleveland. Whew, man, I'll tell you, what a season Detroit, the Portland Trailblazers have had. Taken to the wire in the second game of back-to-backs on the road to open this current road trip Sunday at Detroit, needing overtime to escape with a 111-109 win after hammering a bad Philadelphia team on the road Saturday night, 139-105. They've had a day of rest. They're in Cleveland tonight. I'm going to go with Portland in this one. They're a 4.5-point road chalk in this game. It's a brutal road trip, though. You're taking a team from the Pacific Northwest. You're having them come mid-country and then to the East Coast, right? And they're playing 4 road games in 5 nights, and this is the 3rd one here. But they're 11-2 on the road this season. Cavaliers are coming off a 114-107 loss at Miami. True, they had won 3 in a row and 5 of their past 6, and they had been getting some great play from the injured one, Andrew Bynum. But if you've noticed the box score the past couple of games, he's been pretty much 18, 20 minutes in the last 2 games, and he's been the invisible man. So even though the Cavaliers have won 4 in a row, I've got to go with Portland in this particular contest. Listen, the Trailblazers are not a great defensive team. They give up 100 points a game. But they're averaging 107.9 points a game this season, and they're shooting 45.9% from the floor. By comparison, the Cavaliers are averaging just 94.4 points. No surprise with Mike Brown as your head coach, okay? Portland's 10-0 already this season against Eastern Conference. I'm going to back them again in this spot. I'm going to go with the Trailblazers as your final freebie for Tuesday. Good luck, guys, and next time I tell you to take the Detroit Lions, definitely run for cover. I will talk to you again on Wednesday when we re-rack and do this one more time.